People, because I'm Adams 245 in another video. So I know originally I said in my previous video a few days back that I wouldn't be making another one until this evening after the Champions League match between Celtic and Manchester City at Celtic Park. But there's been a big news story in the last 48 hours involving Sam Allardyce. So yeah, I'm going to discuss that and give my thoughts on it. So Sam Allardyce is no longer the England manager. He has left his post by mutual consent after it had been discovered that he had been in a meeting with guys who he believed were football agents, but it turned out they were undercover reporters wanting to find out about football corruption and third party ownership. And yeah, Sam Allardyce discussed information he shouldn't have done, and he's paid the price because the video leaked out online, and also the Daily Telegraph found out about it and were reporting it. So yeah, the FA had no option to get rid of Sam Allardyce after this because they found his behaviour totally unacceptable, and yeah, he has gone, making him the shortest England manager in the history of the English national football team. He was only there for 67 days and recorded one victory, which was against Slovakia in a World Cup qualifier, where Adam Lallana scored in the last few minutes of the match. I'm sad to see Sam go, I really am, but I feel like it was the right decision. You can't have a high profile figure like the England manager going around to meetings discussing football corruption. It's wrong, he shouldn't be doing it. And yeah, he paid the price. His agent was also there and his financial advisor were also there. It baffles me that they didn't make Allardyce aware that he's walking into a dangerous situation. I reckon they knew about it. I reckon they haven't come out and said anything. They didn't tell Allardyce about the situation because they wanted to protect their own skin. And yeah, it's such a shame that Allardyce is gone. I was really looking forward to a new era under him, but obviously he's made a mistake and has paid the price. And yeah, it's a shame. It really is. Unprofessional from Allardyce. He did apologise afterwards, after he met the FA yesterday. They had a meeting for a few hours. They felt there was no way back for Allardyce, and that they said to Allardyce, "Look, Sam, it's not going to work." And Sam said, "I agree." So yeah, they terminated his contract by mutual consent, and he's gone. And yeah, he's just paid the price for acting like a prat, making one mistake, and the FA made the right decision. You can't have somebody talking about corruption as the England manager. It's just totally not right. With Allardyce gone, we're now on to another England manager. Alan Pardew's a favourite. Why we want to go for him, I don't know. Why we didn't the FA want to go for Alan Pardew. His behaviour on the touchline is totally unacceptable sometimes. I remember one time he headbutted David Myler when he's manager of Newcastle. And yeah, he will just be an absolute disaster, Alan Pardew. He's done a decent job at Crystal Palace. He done alright at Newcastle, and he did alright at Reading as well, where I live. He done alright here, but you know, I wouldn't go for Alan Pardew personally. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's the favourite at the moment with the bookies. But I don't think the FA will go for Alan Pardew. I hope they don't. If they do, they really are fools. And yeah, I would personally go for Steve Bruce. I think Steve Bruce was so lucky not to get it before Allardyce, because it was routine Allardyce and Bruce. Allardyce obviously got it. Steve Bruce has done decent jobs at the clubs he's been at. He done a decent job at Birmingham. He done a decent job at Wigan. He did a decent job at Sunderland until he was sacked. I thought Sunderland was stupid to sack him. He done really good job at Hull, in my opinion. He got them promoted last year, but then obviously he ended up leaving because he fell out with the owner at Hull. And yeah, it's unfortunate that he left. But I definitely think Steve Bruce should be the next England manager. He's experienced, he's English, he knows the game, and that's who I'd go for. Definitely Steve Bruce, not Alan Pardew. Bar Steve Bruce, I can't really see anybody else taking it. English-wise, there's nobody out there. Like, maybe Eddie Howe, but a lot of people saying Eddie Howe, but I personally think it would ruin Eddie Howe if he took the England manager's job now. I think in a few years' time, in the future, Eddie Howe will be better suited. Not now, because I reckon if he left Bournemouth, who he's done a decent job at. Obviously, he had 2 spells at Bournemouth. Then he went to Burnley. He was at Bournemouth. Then he went to Burnley. He went back to Bournemouth. And yeah, I just think that Eddie Howe leaving Bournemouth now would just ruin his career. I think it's a too big a job for him at the moment. He's not experienced enough. And yeah, so in my opinion, we should go for Steve Bruce. We'll have to wait and see who the next England manager is going to be after Sam Allardyce's exit. In the meantime, Gareth Southgate's been handed temporary charge for the next 4 matches, the first of which is against Malta. Hope he doesn't get it It depends how he performs in the games. They may give it to him if he performs well. But personally, I'd give Southgate to the end of the season, then give it to somebody more better suited to the role. Gareth Southgate's a disaster as a manager. He'll just be absolutely terrible. Another yes man like Hodgson was. And yeah, it would just be not a very good replacement for Allardyce, in my opinion, Southgate. So yeah, definitely not Gareth Southgate either, alongside Alan Pardew. I don't think any of them are very good. I reckon they'll be yes mans. And yeah, just Alan Pardew's attitude off the pitch is sometimes terrible, and I don't really like people like that. So yeah, unfortunately, this is shameful for English football. It was also reported in the Daily Telegraph that no less than 8 managers in the English Premier League, that's nearly half the Premier League, have taken buns of money which they shouldn't have done. And they're not going to say who those managers are, obviously, but there is 8 in the Premier League at the moment which apparently have taken money which they shouldn't have done. And also there's an assistant manager as well who has something to do with corruption, who was involved in corruption as well. So this is totally shameful for English football. We are the laughingstock of Europe, definitely. The fact we appointed Sam Allardyce without checking his background, like whether he's doing dodgy dealings and stuff. Sam's paid the price, excuse me. And yeah, the FM definitely made the right decision. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm not really not looking forward to the next tournament with any optimism, because I think we're in the total shambles, the English national football team. The whole Hodgson era, the Capello era, you know, it wasn't very good at all. It really wasn't. Hodgson's era was awful. And yeah, I reckon we're going to be in the doldrums for a few years yet. Unfortunately, we're miles away from where we should be. We're nowhere near the best teams in Europe, and we just need a manager to sort it all out, give him control. The FA should just poke their nose, stay out of it. But you know, it's a shame. It really is a shame. Alan Shearer called English football a laughingstock, and he's right. He said it on radio last night. And yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, just a quick review on England sacking Sam Allardyce, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back later on this evening to review the Celtic vs Manchester City game. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.